Welcome. My name is Mona and I'm a Melbourne civil marriage celebrant. In this video, I'm hoping to take you through on how to design and run the perfect tea ceremony games or challenges that will set the day to be a perfect start, and it's one the grooms will actually look forward to. To run a successful tea ceremony game or challenges, to me there are 4 golden rules. The first rule is that it must be personal or meaningful. Quite often, people design games thinking, oh, it's just a chance to humiliate the groom because people say once and long, but that's not it at all. The games are meant to design for the groom to prove that he is worthy of the bride, and hence it should be designed with the bride's personality in mind. I'm now going to show you one of the weddings that I've conducted recently where the bride is a pharmacist and a pole dancing instructor.
Is place the bridesmaids right up front as a physical barrier and also as a welcoming committee as the boys make their grand entrance. I know my groom here is raising the bar, but I encourage all the grooms out there just to be like John and have some fun.
Quite a few challenges for you. The first one that is up is to challenge your pharmaceutical knowledge.
Oh!
You know Elsa's a pharmacist, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a board filled with different symptoms. Just as a quick, can you just maybe read a few of those?
Fungal nail infection. Constipation.
Okay.
Yes, all of those apply to Elsa, actually.
Great.
That's a good point.
Just try some of these things.
Monotassone. Monotassone. Monotassone?
So ladies and gentlemen, do you think we should give him 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Hands up for 2 minutes. Okay, you've got 2 minutes.
Headache. Paracetamol. Monotassone. That's it.
No helping. I heard that. You're sympathetic when you are.
Well, she uses a lot of time, but fungal nail.
3, 2, 1. Woo! Can you please mark how the boys have done?
No, that's a no for ibuprofen.
Hay fever. No, not ibuprofen. Period pain, clotrimazole. No, that's a thrush.
Oh, 0 out of 0. Yeah!
For every drug that you got wrong, you guys have to try a mushroom.
Let's have his reaction. Which one's that one? Spicy! Alright, first one up for the team. Good job.
That's cool.
Come on, hurry up, boys.
Holy
We're cold.
Oh!
As we know, it takes physique to be in a good marriage. What is our bride talented at? So your next challenge is you have on the clock 10 seconds that you must recreate certain pole dancing poses using our pole. You may have the assistance of your friends, but after 10 seconds of which you will all help us to count down, Rhoda needs to take a photo and we need to all agree if it looks like the positions that we are giving you.
No, someone hold me, hold me.
7,
Lift me up, lift me up.
4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Woo! I think he did that. Alright, okay, you pass. Last one. He's going to be doing this. Ready? Set, go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the final challenge, as you know, Elsa loves children.
And the final thing is,
Offspring.
we need to know that you are going to be able to look after your future children. Because that's very important to you and to Elsa. So our final challenge is to see how much you are able to actually care for them. Can you put on a nappy?
But quite often nappies happen in the middle of the night. You can't put the light on because the wife's sleeping, so you know they need to be able to not have any light. So whilst you are doing this challenge, you need...
Oh!
4, 3, 2.
Yes, I did.
Time's up! All right. Woo! Now, you know putting the nappy on is only the first step of what happens in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Now the baby is awake. And what happens when babies are awake? They cry. And so the only way to settle them is to put them in a carrier. And again, your bride and her sisters were raised on very traditional baby carriers.
I think I might.
I wish I could do it.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Table off to one side, please. Thank you. All right, boys, let's see your babies. As you can see, these challenges can be fun and exciting, but you need to consider all the options. In one of my other weddings, the bride was also a pole dancer, but I looked at who we've got as a groom and who we've got as his groomsmen, and I wasn't confident that they wouldn't drop my groom into the ground, so we didn't do a pole dancing challenge like that. Instead, that particular bride loved her shoes as well as her pole dancing shoes. And the groom was an accountant, so what I got them to do was line up all these pole dancing shoes, and he needed to put the right price tag on them. So learn to vary the games, still make it about the bride and groom, but realistic ones, so there's no accidents and it's all fun. Have lots of fun designing your games for your groom. Take into account the personality of the bride. One of my other weddings, the newlyweds had just purchased a house, and it was the bride who gets to choose all the interior designs. So what I did was I had a floor plan of a simple house, a bedroom, a living room, and that's it. And I had 3 choices of sofa, 3 choices of rugs, 3 choices of lamp, you name it. And the groom had to then, within a certain time, choose the carpet, choose the sofa that the bride would have chosen. Something as simple as that could be fun and personal. As you can see, games relating to children are often very popular for a Chinese tea ceremony, but always check with the couple to see if that's been part of their future plans. If so, then go ahead and have a lot of fun. The second golden rule of a good tea ceremony game is time limit. If you let something run for too long, 1, we go over time on a very busy day, and 2, it means the mood of the games actually dip. Rally up the crowd, get them to count down with you the last 10 seconds for every time limit you set the groom and the groomsmen to complete a task. The third golden rule is the punishments. It needs to make sense and needs to be traditional. Quite often, that is the biggest mistake that I see, where people would humiliate the groom, get them to eat wasabi and do really disgusting things, but that's actually not the game itself. Traditionally, the punishment is about when he fails the challenges, then he has to be punished. Because in marriage, sometimes you fail. And the response, depending on the mood of the bride, could be tin, sun, fu, or la. So my favorite way of making sure that gets integrated into the games is to use marshmallows, where you get fillings of all 4 of these different ingredients, you don't know which, you inject it into the marshmallows, turn it upside down, and when the groom fails a challenge, he has to pick a marshmallow to eat, and we have no idea which one it is. My 4th and last golden rule of a good Chinese tea ceremony challenge is that it needs to be photographically funny. As you can see in some of the videos, everything is on posters. Even the marking of the bride and groom is either a big tick or a big cross, so everyone can see. You get the crowd involved, and it's easy for them to take photos of the happy day, so they take one look and they remember the fun that they had that day. If you found any of these tips useful, please head on over to my website. But please know that everything I have covered in these videos is only the tip of the iceberg. You really should consider hiring a professional to assist you on the day to cover all the details and aspects to make your tea ceremony special and memorable and fun.